How your mind tricks you. Don't believe everything you think. The one who is aware of his surroundings is intelligent, and the one who is aware of himself is wise. You will feel as you think, and feeling is its real reflection of what you are thinking. So, until you start seeing what is the reality of what you are thinking, your thinking will seem real. It will seem that it cannot be changed. But when you understand that you only feel what you are thinking, you can change your thoughts and change your feelings. Try this now. Try everything and see if it makes a difference. By understanding this, you can feel something different all the time, and by changing your entire life, only one thought is away. That is, the moment we stop thinking more than necessary, that is when happiness begins. A long time ago, a young monk used to live with his guru and monk companions in a small mat, which was near a small lake in the jungle. All the monks had to close their eyes for a few hours a day and sit quietly in the mat. After every meditation, they had to give their report to their guru to see how much peace they got. This monk was finding it difficult to focus during his meditation due to many distractions, which made him very angry. When the monk told his guru about this problem, the guru asked him an easy question which had a hidden lesson. "Do you know what you are really angry about?" The monk replied, "As soon as I close my eyes and start meditating, sometimes another monk is roaming around. A cat or an animal leaves in front of me, or the wind blows and the branches of the trees start making noise, which distracts my attention. If I get rid of them, then the birds start chirping, which causes me trouble to meditate peacefully at this place almost all the time." The guru said, "This happens during meditation. You should ignore them and find a way to focus on yourself." After his suggestion, the monk went out of the mat and started looking for a quiet place around so that he can meditate peacefully. He found a place near the lake. He brought his mat and started meditating. But soon a group of birds came near the lake and started drinking water. Hearing their noise, the monk opened his eyes and started observing what was happening there. But the lake was quiet from the edge of the mat. So for a few days, he kept changing places near the lake and started meditating. One day, he saw a boatman on the shore, and it was here that he got the idea for the lake magic. Then an idea came to his mind. Why don't I go in the middle of the lake by rowing a boat and meditate there? There will be nothing to trouble me in the middle of the lake. And thinking this, he went in the middle of the lake by rowing a boat and started meditating, which sent him down the river towards the mountain, feeling much better, no longer sick. As he had expected, there was nothing to trouble him in the middle of the lake. He meditated with full focus the whole day and returned to the mat at the end of the day. This went on for a few days. The monk was very happy that he finally found a place to meditate peacefully. Similarly, 7 days passed. On the 8th day, the monk sat in the boat, went in the middle of the lake, and started meditating. After a few minutes, he heard the sound of water droplets and felt that the boat was shaking. When he opened his eyes, a boat was coming towards him. He shouted, "Take your boat away, otherwise you will crash into my boat." But the other boat kept coming towards him. He shouted again, but nothing changed, and the next boat crashed into the monk's boat. Then he felt the boat sway becoming towards him, and the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now he shouted angrily, "Who are you? And why did you crash into my boat in the middle of this big lake?" There was no answer. This made the monk even more angry. When he stood up to see who was in the other boat, he was surprised to see that there was no one in the boat. The boat had probably floated in the air and crashed into his boat. Seeing this, he saw his anger calm down, that this was just an empty boat. There is nothing to get angry about. Though at that time, he remembered his guru's question. Do you know that, what are you really angry about? Now, he had got the answer to this question, that this is an empty boat, not other people or situation, but my response to it, which is the reason for my anger. All people or situations that use to trouble me or make me angry are like an empty boat. They do not have the power to make me angry without my response. After understanding this, the monk brought the boat back to the shore. Then he returned to the mat and started meditating with the other monk. There was still noise and commotion all around, but the monk considered him like an empty boat and kept meditating peacefully. I am sure all of you must have understood this story very well. To understand these things in more detail, today we will talk about the book Don't Believe Everything You Think, which is written by Joseph Nguyen. In this book summary, you will know why our thinking is not always right, and how this is the root of most problems, and what is ahead of thinking with which you will feel secure. Also, by avoiding overthinking, you will know how to move forward happily. This video is in 7 parts. Each part is connected to each other, so watch the video till the end so that you can understand the basic concept of thinking. So, let's start. But before you get lost in this video, if you have come to our channel for the first time and have not subscribed to the channel, then do subscribe to the channel immediately. Our channel is one of the best book summary channels on YouTube. Our videos can be a little long sometimes because we never compromise on the quality of the book and content. So, it is very important to watch the video till the end. First of all, we know why we think. As a human being, we keep analyzing things with natural logic because it has helped us to stay alive till today. Because of this quality, our brain works very well to keep us alive, but it does not help us to move forward. Its relation is completely with our security and keeping our existence intact, not with our satisfaction or happiness. The brain's job is to make us aware of the dangers around us, which can put our life in danger. It does its job so well that it not only scans the dangers around us, but by observing, it guesses on the basis of our previous experience and memories that what dangers can occur in the future. And there is nothing wrong in its nature. The brain is just doing what it is made for. But until you understand that its job is to help us stay alive, you will get angry and disappointed by thinking more about it. And all the struggles and worries inside us come from this misunderstanding. Just like the job of the brain is to keep us alive, the job of our consciousness is to help us to feel peace, love, and happiness from inside and satisfy it. Before our happiness, the brain gives priority to security, and this was necessary in the past. But now you can free it from its job. Because now we don't live in the jungle where any animal can come from behind the bush and kill us. Now we live in a secure society where there are strong walls of the house, police and law for our security. If you keep using your brain, then you will keep fighting, running, worrying, fear, depression, anger, displeasure, and all the negative feelings will be in condition. Because the mind still thinks that, like before, everything is still a threat to our existence. If you want to be free from negative thinking, happy and peaceful and filled with love, then instead of just listening to your brain, you will have to move ahead and join in something great, which will not only help you to stay alive, but also tell you the ways to flourish. Now we will know the difference between thought and thinking. Sadhguru says, stop thinking and end your problems. Thought comes from a source which is outside our mind, like the universe or God. On the other hand, thinking is the process of thinking about our thoughts. It takes a lot of energy, efforts, and willpower, which we all have limited. Thinking is the main reason for all our sorrows. Now you must be thinking, what is positive thinking? So, positive thoughts, or the thoughts we like, are not the result of thinking. They come from our peace, love, and self-satisfaction. Let's understand this with a practice. I will ask you a question. You just have to observe what you are experiencing. Then we will see what happened after that. How much money do you want to earn in a year? Stop here and wait for the answer. To think about the answer, give yourself 30-60 seconds. Until you are completely clear about how much money you want to earn, until you are completely clear about it, don't take the next step. Now multiply that amount by 5. When we multiplied it by 5, what were you thinking about your new income? When you think about it, how do you feel? To observe it, take at least 30-60 seconds. And see, When you feel the emotions arising in you, what kind of thinking comes in front of you? Now, let's analyze what happened. When I asked the first question, how much money do you want to earn in a year? In a few seconds, an answer came in your mind. This is a thought. Opinions, remember that it came very quickly and easily. After an answer came in your mind, I asked you to think about your answer. Once when I asked you to think about your answer, what happened? If you are like most people, when you started thinking about this thought, you must be thinking that there is no way to earn so much money. No one in the family is earning so much money. You don't know how to earn so much money. Wanting to earn so much money is foolishness, or it will make you greedy. Remember, when you were thinking about those thoughts, how did you feel? Maybe you didn't like it so much, but it's okay. I will show you soon what you can do for it. This is a good example of thought versus thinking. If I ask you a question, you will definitely get a thought. Thoughts are not naturally bad. Remember, these are energetic raw materials with which we see the world. The moment we start thinking about our thoughts, only then do we go on an emotional roller coaster. When we think about our thoughts, we start judging and blaming those thoughts, which leads to emotional turmoil. When I asked you how much money you want to earn, you got a thought about the amount in your mind. That thought was neutral and it did not cause any emotional pain. In reality, you must have felt good and motivated by thinking about it. You felt sad when you started thinking about how much you want to earn, which led to self-doubt, inability, worry, anger, guilt feeling, or any other negative feeling. Only one thing that was useful and helpful was the initial thought which came to your mind when I asked you for the first time how much you want to earn. See what I mean? After that, whatever happened was a waste. Thoughts create. Thinking destroys. The moment we start thinking about thoughts, we put our limiting beliefs, decision, blame, programming and conditioning on those thoughts, and in the end, we think about the reasons why we can't do that. Whereas in the non-thinking state, we stop all such negative programming and decisions from weakening the initial thought of what you want to be. Now, we will understand that if thinking is the root of all problems, then how can we stop thinking? A crowded mind does not have a peaceful heart. For this, the mind should also be peaceful. Once a samurai went to a saint. The saint was in meditation. That powerful but impotent samurai shouted in his loud voice and said, "Tell me about heaven and hell." The Zen saint opened his eyes and looked at the face of the samurai and said, "I don't want to answer a stupid person like you. I don't think a bad person like you should be told anything. I don't even want to talk to you. Get away from my eyes. I don't have time for your stupid questions." The samurai could not bear this insult and took out his sword from his chest and started walking towards the saint. The samurai's anger made the Zen saint say, "This is hell. Your anger has put you in control. Your mind has made its own hell. It is filled with anger, hatred, and self-defense." Listening to the saint, he realized that he was so sad inside that he was ready to kill anyone. After understanding this, the samurai's eyes were filled with tears. Putting his sword aside, he apologized to the saint and requested to teach him how to find inner peace and happiness, like him. The saint accepted his apology with a smile and said, "This is hell. It is not possible to completely stop thinking. But what you can do is to reduce the time it takes to think so that with each passing day the pain decreases and you can reach the place where most of the time is peaceful and happy." The most interesting thing about stopping your useless thinking is that we don't have to do anything actively for it. We just have to be aware of it. When we become aware of what we are thinking, then this awareness automatically separates us from that thought from which the thoughts that bother us automatically get away from us. Or we get an idea while solving that problem. Imagine that I give you a bowl of water filled with dirty soil. If I ask you how you will clean the water, what will be your answer? Do tell me by commenting, and also tell me honestly whether the method I am going to tell you was the same or something else. Most of the people will find ways to filter or boil the water. But most of them will not realize that if we leave the dirty water for some time, then the dirty water automatically starts to freeze, and after a while, the water becomes clean. Similarly, our brain also works. If we let our thoughts stay the same without filtering or boiling, then the thinking will automatically calm down, and our brain will become free from it. Whenever you face such a situation, then remember that you always have unlimited sources of clarity, love, happiness, peace, and satisfaction. You just have to remember that this negativity is only your thinking and not you. Remember this peacefully, that the sun does not disappear forever, it rises again soon. With this understanding, the way you understand the importance of the night in the universe, similarly in the universe of your life, you will understand the importance of the night of negative thinking, that it has come to teach you something. Peacefully. Now we will know what to do to come in a non-thinking state. The truth is that we know what to do, but we are afraid to do it. For example, if you want to lose weight, then you know very well what to do. The formula for losing weight is not rocket science. You just have to burn more calories, for which you need exercise and healthy food. Weight will automatically reduce. For everything in life, we know very well what to do, but still we keep thinking about it. Why can't we do it? There are two reasons for this. 1. You do not do what you should due to fear or self-doubt. If you overcome this obstacle, then you do not trust your inner mind and subconscious mind. That you just need to take action the rest of the way will show itself. We have thousands of ideas. One thing that stops us from reaching there is our thinking. Henry Ford once said, "If you think you can do it or not, both times you are right." When we think that we can't do it, then we immediately stop ourselves from those limitless possibilities which we can do at any time. But when you break it and feel that this is just our thinking which is stopping us, then we automatically come back to the world of abundance and limitless possibilities. At that moment, whatever we want is available for us. Now let's understand how to follow our passion. Steve Jobs says, "Have the courage to follow your heart and inner wisdom." Inner wisdom, they already know what you really want to be. Everything else is secondary. Listening to your inner wisdom is scary and very challenging because our inner wisdom, or passion, exists in an unknown place. Inner wisdom is spiritual and is connected to such unlimited possibilities which we don't know. As a human being, because we can't predict what will happen, that's why we are always scared of going to unknown places. But when you step into this unknown place, then you can start experiencing those unlimited possibilities, which are already there, just waiting for a miracle to happen in your life. And would you be unable to find the miracle because higher truths that are salvaged from the past? This is the reason that when we trust our inner knowledge, then miracles happen. That's why what you really want is not about how and what you want, but about non-thinking. If you still think, then you will get out of this universal power and will be in a state of worry, because our thoughts will try to guess what will happen and will tell you to do what you have been doing. This is the reason that most people get what they have always been getting, because they use their limited mind, which they have understood, to make something which has happened before. They do this to be comfortable, but when you want to become something which you have never experienced, then you have to go where you haven't gone before. In short, inner wisdom always knows what you need to do so that you can reach your goal in a non-thinking state. When you think too much, then your logical mind will get worried because you are stepping on an unknown place. But if you remember that it is only your thoughts which are scaring you, then this scary thought will go away. At this time, for guidance, you should trust your inner wisdom, subconscious mind, and God. To get what you don't have, you have to do what you haven't done before. Now we understand how important it is to make space. The bigger miracle you want, the more space you have to make for it. Once upon a time, there was a great saint who used to come from far to get help. The saint used to teach people how to get rid of their problems and stay happy. One day, a learned saint came to him to show his knowledge. The learned saint said, "I want to learn about spirituality from you." The saint said, "Okay, I will teach you." As soon as the saint started talking, the learned saint said, "Yes, I know this, tell me something else." The saint started explaining the other aspects of spirituality. Then the same thing happened, and it went on for some time. Soon it became clear that the learned saint was lost in his opinion and knowledge. That's why he kept interrupting the saint. The saint was not able to understand. The saint gave him a glass of water and told him to drink it and calm down. America. Then we will talk about it. One of the saint's disciples gave the learned saint a bowl and started filling it with water. The bowl was full. The disciple kept pouring water until the water flowed out and did not fall on the learned saint's clothes. The learned saint shouted and said, "Wait, can't you see that the bowl is already full? Then why are you pouring more water?" The saint replied with a smile, "You are like this bowl, so full of your thoughts that nothing else will fit in it. So come back to me like an empty bowl. Only then can I teach you something." When we study the universe and quantum physics, we understand that everything comes from nothingness. That's why the great philosopher calls it the great nothingness, which means that for anything to happen, there should be a space for it. This is also true for our mind. If you want anything to be made new, like new thoughts, then you have to make a place for it first so that you can receive such new thoughts that can change your life. Like the water bowl, if your mind is completely filled with old thoughts, then to make the changes you want, it is impossible to come up with any new idea. As soon as we stop our efforts to think, we immediately create a place where new thoughts and ideas can enter our minds. All magic happens in this place of nothingness. For example, good athletes train for good performance. Like Ronaldo, the best athlete knows that to stay on the best performance, he needs rest along with training. During this rest period, he cures his injuries. He strengthens the muscles created by exercising, and he gives himself time to settle whatever he has learned in training. This is the place where he gets everything he wanted from exercise and training. This training high can be afforded only to those who can enjoy a few days on conflict-free flights. When Thomas Edison had to face a difficult task, he used to hold the scales and sleep on his chair. When he used to go into deep sleep, the scales used to fall from his hand and he used to wake up, and he used to get the solution of the problem. A great poet. He knew that everything comes from nothingness. That's why Edison, instead of trying to solve the problem with his old way of thinking, he used this concept to create new ideas and space in his mind. Albert Einstein has a famous quote, which I also like a lot. We can't use the same level of consciousness to solve the problem at which it came. Einstein also used to follow this way, like Edison. But both of them had the same understanding of creating space, that when we can see it, we are there with a clarity of mind to make good decisions about it. When Einstein used to get stuck in a difficult problem, he used to stop working on it and started playing the violin, or used to go out to play. When he used to play, he used to get the answer from somewhere. We don't have to try to find out the solution of the problem. Even the talented people didn't put much effort to create the world's biggest invention. So what do you think? Should we do this? We are not different from them, and we are all connected by the same source of energy. That's why wisdom says that we should also find the solution of the problem so that you can also find the solution of your problems with the source of energy. The 8 antiquities are packed with fascinating stories. I hope you enjoy hearing their beautiful stories that begin with pictures and end with sound. Whenever you are facing a problem, then use the divine power to find the solution. Be aware of the fact that your thinking is the main reason for all negative feelings. Abandon any manual thinking and create space for new ideas. Have complete faith that your inner wisdom, God, universe, subconscious mind, or whichever form you believe in this power, will give you the answer. Leave it to them, how and when you will get the answer. While committing yourself to them, be aware of every rising feeling and move forward by focusing on the feelings of love, peace, and happiness. Fulfill the thing you are facing with love, and the answer will come to you. If this seems very simple, then it is a good thing. The truth is always simple. Although it is simple, it is not easy. It is not important when you get stuck in your thinking because it is natural. In fact, it is important when you find yourself thinking about it again. What do? As long as you remember that we can only feel what we are thinking, and that thinking is the main reason for all our pain, then you are free. In the last chapter of this book summary, we will understand what obstacles come up to enter the non-thinking state and how to get out of them. Once you start living your life, there will be no more worries, stress, or problems in your life. Many of them will disappear in front of your eyes because if you do not see things as a problem, then they will really stop becoming a problem for you. Now you will find that you have never felt such peace and stability in your life before, and this way it will feel like an unknown feeling. As a human being, we do not like unknown things because it means insecurity. Surprisingly, most people start thinking that something is wrong, because most of the time they were feeling happy and peaceful. In this way, this unknown feeling is something wrong. Many people feel that they are not so productive, they have reduced the extra effort, or they are just lazy. This thought is far from the truth, and it is just your brain which is trying to create the illusion of security and is trying to think that sad thing again. So, the truth is that as a human being, we are the most productive when we are in a non-thinking state. When we are in a state of pure happiness, then time flies like an aeroplane and we do not even realize it. Things start happening easily, we perform better, people are attracted to us, we attract abundance, and miracles start happening. For all this, trust is very important. Believe that things will get better, and the universe is working for you. Everything happens for a reason, and there is no failure in life. Everything is a lesson and opportunity for our growth. You should believe in this unknown power because this is a space where the life we are living has the possibility of something different, or everything is already there that you want for your life. Once you get the courage to jump into this unknown space, then it is impossible that your life will not change. If you feel that something is wrong because you feel very peaceful and satisfied, then keep in mind that it is just your brain which is forcing you to think again. Your brain is the biggest salesman and it knows what to say. We can either choose the option of complete freedom and happiness in this unknown power, or we can choose the option of being a victim in a limit. If you get into thinking again, then don't worry. It is natural. Don't feel guilt if this happens. There is no need to punish yourself because that thought will remain the same. Just keep this in mind. Thinking is human nature. Just once you see that your thought is becoming the reason, then to bring yourself back to peace, happiness, and love, you just have to change it. If you do this, then you can change your mind without any emotional pain. Thank you, friends. So this was the book summary of Don't Believe Everything You Think. I am sure you must have understood some deep lessons from this book summary. If you feel comfortable, then do tell us in the comments which lessons touched your heart and which you felt is very important if we want to move ahead in life. We will be waiting for your comments. See you soon with another amazing video. Asavio Sanafige. Thank you so much.